Now, I want to bring up curves again, but I want to mention what the shortcut is because we'll be using this quite a lot. To bring up curves, you just use the shortcut, which on Macintosh is Command M or on PC is Control M. So from here on out, if you say, I'm going to bring up curves, or you hear me say, I'm going to bring up curves, you know that I'm using that keyboard shortcut, Command M, or in PC, Control M. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. There's the shortcut, and it brings up this dialog box. All right. Now, there are 3 eyedroppers. Of course, we set settings for the shadow eyedropper. We set settings for the highlight eyedropper. We didn't set it for the midtones eyedropper. The setting that is there, the 128, 128, 128 is fine. Some people prefer the look it gives at 133, 133, and 133, but either way, it's just kind of a middle gray, so we can just leave it alone. Now, here's what your job is in color correcting this photo. You're going to click in 3 different places. You're going to click the shadow eyedropper on the part of the photograph that is supposed to be the color black, something that you know is supposed to be absolutely like black. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Click on the eyedropper. Go find something that you know is supposed to be black. Well, maybe the shadows inside of here, the shadows inside of his helmet. Let's see. See, these would be black, but I mean, it's bright sunlight, in the middle of the day, so let's try something darker in here and see how that looks. Let's click right in there. Well, it looks pretty good. So, that's a shadow area with not much detail. And look at the shadows down here in his leg. Something in there would be fine too. All right. So we click there. Now you're going to go over to the shadow eyedropper. That was the shadow. You're going to the highlight eyedropper. Now you're going to click on something that you know in the photo is supposed to be the color white. If you can't find something white, you're going to click on something in the photograph that is the brightest thing. So if it's not, you're going to find ideally white, and if not, the brightest thing in the photo. Same thing with shadows. You're going to click on something that's supposed to be black, and if not, you're going to click on the blackest thing in the photo. All right, darkest thing in the photo. Let's see something white that's the brightest thing, maybe his helmet right here. All right, let's try over here. I think I like this one better over here. That's the nice thing about it. If you want to change spots, you can. If you want to find something that looks a little bit better, like maybe on the back of his shirt there. Nah, I don't like that. His pants. That's actually a little probably too bright. So there, that's better. I want to keep the detail in there. And by the way, if you click in the wrong place, you'll know instantaneously. Whoops, that's wrong. So all you have to do is, this dialog box has an undo. Just press Command Z on Mac or Control Z on PC, and boom, it comes right back. All right, so you've clicked on the shadow, you've clicked and got that spot. You've got the highlight spot. Now you're going to click the midtone spot. You know what I think of the midtone spot as? Kind of the color balance for the photo. Because we've already gotten rid of pretty much the highlight problems. The shadow problems and the highlight problems. So any color casts that were in the shadows or highlights have been neutralized. But now, if you look at his helmet right, these are supposed to be pewter helmets, I know, because it's my home team, because I live in the Tampa Bay area. It looks a little yellowish. They don't look like pure pewter. So you'll just get the center eyedropper tool, this one right here, and click on something that you know is supposed to be gray, like a light gray. And you click, and look how it got rid of that yellowish cast. Let's see, I think we might be able to do a little bit better like that. Look at that. There we go. So there's, now as you click different places, you're going to get different results. Find the result that looks the best to you. I kind of like that one over here, I think was a little more gray and a little less yellow. There we go. Something like that. Now, generally, I make one last move with my correction, and that is to click right in the center of this graph where the midtones are. A lot of times once you apply this, because we've not only just corrected color, but have applied contrast as well, you just click and drag up just a little bit to kind of open up some of that midtone contrast. A lot of the detail in photos is held in the midtones area, so I just drag it up, straight up just a little bit, and let's take a look. All right, and I have a preview little checkbox over here. Watch the difference between before and after. Here's before, and there's after. That's just 3 clicks from there to there. 1 click in the shadow area, 1 click in the highlight area, 1 click in the midtone area, and you've got a much, much better looking image. So that's the basis of the way we're going to do color correction. There's a little bit more to it, but that's the basis of what we're doing, finding the shadow area, the midtone area, and the dark area. And then you just click OK, and you've got a nice, basically pretty well corrected photograph. There's a couple little things we can do, a couple little tweaks, and we're going to do those, but basically there's our basic correction right there.